Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV, where it is the, Tuesday before Thanksgiving. So we're getting this holiday season all raring to go, and we have a very special guest here in the studio today, and this is Erica Kegley, and you work with Glenwood Behavioral Health in Cincinnati. Well, it's in Cincinnati, but you're kind of here local. You cover our region.
Yes, I'm sort of a local girl for Glenwood Behavioral Health Hospital. We are located in Cincinnati, but I cover about 14 counties, like southeast of that.
Yeah, that's
so
awesome.
This is one of my counties. I used to work at Holzer, so yeah, I consider myself a local girl.
Yes, we consider you that way too.
Yes, yeah.
And thank you for being here today, because you are here to talk about something that I think affects pretty much everybody, but nobody wants to really talk about or admit, and that is just all of the health-related and mental health-related things that come around the holidays.
Yep, absolutely.
For all of us.
Yes, absolutely. So we're discussing holiday stress today. And so...
Yes.
And actually, statistics say that 89% of us report holiday stress, but I feel like it should be 100%
I think it's 100%.
Maybe we're just not all reporting or
those
admitting
other
that,
11% or whatever are lying.
Right. Exactly. No. I don't know of anyone that has the perfect life, do you?
No, just on Instagram.
Exactly.
But not really in real life. Well, I'll tell you what, Erica, I look forward to talking with you about this. And I hope that you all will sit down and listen and maybe participate in our discussion today, because I think it will be very helpful for you all, and maybe some ways to cope, find some ways to cope and get around some of the weird feelings that we have this time of the year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we have a fun craft that we're going to do here in a little bit if we have time. So we look forward to that as well. So I'll tell you what, we have a message, and we'll be back and talk with Erica in just a moment.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
All right, and we are back with Erica Kegley here, and we are talking about some holiday stressors and that kind of thing, and better yet, how to cope with all of this. And you and I were talking just a moment ago that I don't know that there's anybody that your blood pressure doesn't raise a few points this time of the year. It's a fun time sometimes, and it's great, but other times it can be really overwhelming.
It's just a mix of emotions, because maybe sometimes we're happy and we're excited, and then we get overwhelmed. And if you wouldn't mind, I want to share some statistics to why we're overwhelmed, and it does vary by person, but there was a study done, and coming in at the lowest, at 13%, is actually money or financial stress.
And you would think that would be way up there.
You think that would be number one, as we materialize everything. But 22% is self-stress and just the expectations that we put on ourselves. And then can you guess the number one stressor for people at 65%? Family.
I was getting ready to say, I was trying to nicely come up with a way to say having to tolerate family members.
Yes. And it's maybe not just, not everyone has like a toxic family member, so it may not be that. It could just be the whole dynamics of, where to go and dinner at, two different dinners at the same time.
Or
and how
somebody
to
doesn't get
that.
along with somebody, or
Exactly.
they're going to talk about politics and we don't want to.
Exactly. So, number one is family. And you would think it would be money, because that does tend to stress a lot of us out. A lot of Americans today are living paycheck to paycheck, and the stress of Christmas, especially if you have little ones, having to buy gifts and things like that.
And keeping up with with the Joneses, if I can use that
exactly,
phrase.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so that's tough.
It is absolutely. So yeah, and like I said, 89% of us are reporting that we do experience holiday stress, but I would guess that it would be much higher, if we're being honest.
I don't believe you.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a lot. And and you and I talked about this off the air. Holiday stress covers the entire board of, it could be anything.
Absolutely.
We all experience it in different ways.
Yes. And some of us have lost loved ones. So, we're dealing with grief around the holidays.
Yes.
We're dealing with grief anyways, but then it's like holidays just like intensify everything. So if you are experiencing, we'll kind of just jump into the grief side. If you have lost a loved one and you're experiencing grief, the number one takeaway for today with everything we're going to talk about is plan ahead. So if you know that's something that's probably going to pop up, especially if it's not with you, another family member or a friend, let's just plan ahead for that. So missing a loved one, right? So that's going to look differently for everyone, and how you handle it's going to be different. So what works for me may not work for you. So we'll just kind of talk about a range of things.
Yeah, I love that.
So some people will set a table spot for them in memory or in honor of them. So they'll go ahead and, some may want to leave it empty. Some, move the chair over. What does that look like for you? It's different for everyone. So maybe set a spot for them at the table. Honor them by making their favorite dessert or their favorite dish, to just have them in your holiday traditions.
I did that. I'm glad you said that, because that was something that helped me. I lost my uncle I was really close to. And he always made, it sounds really gross, but they were actually, it just became a staple, scalloped oysters at Thanksgiving time. And it was just Uncle Lewis's, and he just made like a little thing of them. So when he passed, that was like the thing that I did.
Oh, yes.
I made those.
Yeah, so that's a part of him was still shared in your Thanksgiving, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And then also too, I think it's important, especially, like if you want to create your own traditions too. So like maybe you've had to remarry or something, and you need to like create new traditions. I think that's important as well.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't feel guilty about that.
Exactly. And then I always say too, like people are dealing with grief for like birthdays, like, make a birthday cake for them, do a balloon release, things like that. Do a tree, like maybe they were an Ohio State fan or, a Bengals fan or something like that. Do a memory tree in honor of them. So that's something that you can do together as a family. If you want to do it solo, it looks differently for everybody. So those are just some ideas to kind of get through some of the grief and how to honor the person at the same time.
But you're right, like failing to plan is planning to fail, right?
Exactly.
So don't get to that day and then become overwhelmed with grief. Like, know that you're going to become overwhelmed with grief, probably.
Yeah.
And think about how to get through it.
And have that discussion with your family.
Sure.
What do we do? Would you guys like to set a place for them at the table? Would that be too much? Just kind of like have a plan and have some conversation around that with your family.
I love that.
Yeah.
Such a good idea.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, not all of us experience grief, but I would say a good part of us do, for sure.
Well, and I think, all of this ties together in a way, and I think experiencing the grief becomes also a depression thing during the holidays, because the holiday is never going to be the same as it was that you remember growing up or whatever, because that person's gone.
Exactly.
And it's messing up your system.
Right.
Like, this is not how this is supposed to go.
Right. And especially like we talked earlier before we went on air that, the first holiday after a big loss is really the most difficult, because you're trying to navigate all your feelings. You're trying to navigate what's this going to look like. And I've seen people where they've chose not to celebrate the holiday, and that's okay. If you want to do that, and that's
for sure.
And I'm not doing Thanksgiving this year. I'm going on a trip or whatever it is for you. Do it.
I think that's fantastic. Like, I'm going on a cruise instead.
Exactly.
And we're going to start again. Maybe that's a new tradition that
Absolutely.
you start, or just something to help you cope and get through.
Especially for the first one. Absolutely. Yeah. So like I said, it works. What works for me may not work for you, but
think about it.
Think about it.
Ahead
Start
of time.
planning ahead.
Love that.
What do you want, the holiday to look like for you and your family?
Okay.
So, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then we'll kind of talk about, too, since we're on the topic of family, so there are family members that are still here. Sometimes it can cause stress. So I always really highly recommend to avoid certain topics at the table. In general, for the day.
Like politics and religion?
Exactly. Yes, exactly. And I've learned that from my own family. People are very strong on their political views, right?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Let's just, it's not worth the fight. Like, let's just avoid those conversations.
100%. They're all like belly buttons, man. We all got them.
Exactly.
So
we all have an opinion. And
it's all different.
Some are stronger than others.
Yes.
So let's not have a fight at Thanksgiving dinner. So I think we need to avoid those topics. Also learn to walk away. So say somebody, you're my Aunt Shirley and you're sitting beside me and you start bringing something up. It's okay to walk away in the conversation and just shut that person down.
I'm not going to engage with you about that.
Because, we can't control other people. So, some conversations may get brought up and it's okay to just walk away from that conversation and not play into that. So
and I forget who I was talking with on the show the other day, but I did something and I thought it was really cool, and it maybe gets you over the hump of something like that, where so in general, I would have to say that human beings as a whole agree on way more things than we disagree.
Absolutely.
About.
I would say that too.
We love our dogs and we love our kids and our, spouses and our moms and dads and, all of this stuff. And you want what's best for your friends and whatever. So could you maybe do an activity that focuses on what you're happy about or what you're thankful for.
Absolutely.
And I found these little leaves at the dollar store or something, and I went outside and I got this tree branch that had fallen off of a tree, and I stuck it in a vase, and then I had everybody write down something that they were thankful for the year or whatever, and everybody hung their leaf on the tree, and then we all read them.
That's so cute. We did something similar. It was
great.
The leaf theme, and then everyone wrote down what they were thankful for. Some of them were hilarious. The kids put funny things.
Exactly.
And then it just makes you laugh, and it's, you're focusing on the good.
It's bringing together what we all are, agreeing on and happy about. And maybe you're happy about something that maybe somebody doesn't know is happening in your life.
Exactly. Absolutely. And it's good conversation starters, and you can just avoid politics.
Exactly.
Yes.
You can say, I'm happy the election's over.
Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely.
But no, don't do that, because then that'll start the whole conversation. But
that could be the starter,
But maybe focus on that kind of thing instead.
Exactly, yeah. So I think those are all good ideas. Also, too, if you, on the opposite end of things, if you don't have family, maybe you're elderly, you live home alone, you don't have family close by, or maybe a lot of them have passed on, and there's people that experience a lot of loneliness during the holidays. So it's kind of the opposite the opposite of what we've been talking about. So they, kind of have to plan for that too. So the studies have shown by giving back to others, it makes us feel better about ourselves, right?
Okay.
So we need to plan to do something. So if we're going to be home alone, we don't want to sit at home and kind of, just harp on that. Yeah. So volunteer, plan to serve at a soup kitchen, plan to go to a nursing home and go around and give Christmas cards or,
Love
nothing
that.
Expensive. It doesn't have to be expensive. Just visit with people, talk with people. There's a lot of elderly in nursing homes that don't have family to come and visit them. So maybe partner with a local nursing home, a church. Is there any churches that are doing any community outreach projects that you can get involved with? So instead of sitting at home and being sad, let's plan for the loneliness before it sets in. So
again,
those are some ideas.
Plan.
Exactly. That's what I'm hoping people will take away from today. Everything that we talk about is, planning ahead is really the key.
Sure.
We're kind of getting in front of the issues before they start.
Love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. And then some other things too, emotional care for ourselves. This is a big one. And I'm learning this too as I'm getting older. Learning the word no.
Huge.
Right.
Huge.
Right. And that's always been hard for me because I'm a people pleaser. So it's hard for me to kind of set boundaries with people and say no.
Yep.
But I've also learned, just being busy, that I can't be it all, do it all. Like, I have to set limitations sometimes. Yep. And you can do that in a nice way. You can be kind about it. But I have learned the word no. And like I said, sometimes it gets overwhelming, just like all the holiday events and all the things to do. And, you're excited and you want to do all those things. And then you're stressed out and you're exhausted.
It's a lot to squeeze into a very short period of time. And especially when you have less than a month between Thanksgiving and Christmas and everybody feels like they need to just do everything to celebrate this season and you don't.
Exactly.
Pick a few things that you want to do.
And I even do that with myself, because I love Halloween. And so, the kids want to do every haunted house there. And I'm like, okay, guys, we're going to just pick 2 or 3 and we're done. We're not doing 2 every weekend. So just setting limitations and again, planning ahead, knowing these things are going to come up. I can say no, it's okay. And you can say it in a nice way. So
exactly.
You don't have to feel guilty about it.
No, not at all.
Yes. And then also too, we want to stick to a routine. And I know it sounds, just common sense, but a lot of us, they say the SEE, the C method. So we want to make sure we're sleeping, that we're eating well, and we're exercising.
Okay.
So a lot of that stuff we kind of forget about. We're just so busy. Maybe we're not eating. Maybe we're overeating. We're eating cookies for breakfast. I've been guilty of that.
I mean,
So we want to try to stay healthy.
Who doesn't
during the
like
holidays.
a good Santa cookie for breakfast? But no, I know what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. So, just taking care of ourselves, not neglecting ourselves because we're so busy will go a long way for sure.
Yeah, and everything in moderation. I have the Christmas cookie. Eat something that you don't normally,
because
life is
about balance,
yes,
right? It's
that's
all about balance.
Fun tradition that that you can maybe do on the Christmas Eve. I'm going to wake up and eat a Santa Claus cookie.
Yes, absolutely. One will not kill you.
Yeah,
one is fine, but if you eat the whole box, that's what I mean. It's about balance, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, so we just want to plan ahead, look at, what you kind of expect may be an issue. Like I said, it kind of looks differently for everybody.
Sure.
Some of us may experience the loneliness. Some may experience, the family dynamics and all the, the overstimulation part of things.
It seems like there should be a balance in there. Could somebody that's lonely have the crazy family come over?
Yes, there
Can
you
we
go.
just all combine together?
Exactly. Yes, exactly. And then we also want to think about too, if things get to the point where we do need help, it's okay. We need to reach out for help.
Yes.
So we need to not self-isolate. We need to talk to someone. And it's good to start with, a friend or someone that you feel comfortable with. I always say with mental health, what do you do if you have the flu? What are the symptoms? You have maybe a fever, or you cough, you have body aches, things like that. What happens if you have a mental illness? Well, same thing. You talk about the symptoms, right?
Sure.
And then a lot of times you go to the doctor, right?
Yes.
So why not do that if you feel like that's an issue? So you would start with talking about it.
Think that they can't for some reason.
Exactly. So with mental health, it's the same thing as physical. You would start with telling someone, hey, I don't feel good. I think I have the flu. And then kind of go into those symptoms. Same thing with mental health. You would tell a friend, hey, I'm not feeling myself. I'm having these thoughts. and you kind of talk through some of those things.
Sure.
And so there are resources out there, and something that's national, a lot of people haven't heard about still, I'm finding out, which is disappointing, is the 988 number. So just like
Huge.
911,
Yep.
We call 911 for any emergency. 988 is a mental health emergency. You can text or call anytime, 24/7. Even kids can call.
Yes.
If they don't feel comfortable talking to a parent. They would probably text, though, versus call.
Probably, yes.
And that's okay. So that is open to them. A licensed counselor is on the phone to talk through some of those feelings with them. And then also Glenwood, we also offer 24/7 walk-ins. So people can come in anytime, get an assessment to see if they would meet criteria. We have inpatient. We also have outpatient services. And I think they're going to put our phone number up on the screen there. The 513-866-2220 is our line that you can call 24/7, or you can do a walk-in as well. So if somebody would need more help, if they're having more of an acute situation, we're here around the clock as well.
And I found out the other day through a guest that I think it was when our friends came in for Veterans Day, that part of the 988 number, there's a specific prompt for veterans or for military.
Oh, awesome.
I think it's number 1.
Awesome. I didn't realize that.
I didn't know that either until they said that, and I thought, wow, that's really powerful, because
absolutely
that should be a thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, the 988 number there for anybody. If you just need to talk, cool.
Yeah.
That's what it's there for.
Exactly. Maybe you don't feel comfortable talking to family or a friend. That's what the 988 number is there for. So I always try to spread that resource to everyone because it's free. Anyone can do it. You don't even have to talk to a human. You can text. Some people aren't really comfortable with calling, especially the younger folks. So that's fine to text as well. So I think it's a great resource.
It definitely is.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. And I like, you got to take care of yourself. So the sleeping and the eating, and it's very easy to get out of your routine.
Yes,
this
absolutely.
time of the year.
And then you think, why am I so exhausted? Well, I've had cookies today for my meal.
All I've eaten is 3 pieces of fudge. Why?
Right, exactly.
Why do I feel so weird?
Right. Why do I feel shaky? I haven't had any real food.
Coffee and sugar.
Exactly. And I've been guilty of that. That's why I keep bringing up the cookie thing, because I tend to do that, especially around the holidays. So, give yourself some grace, just try to remind yourself of these simple things to take care of yourself.
Yep.
So you can be your best version of yourself to give to your family.
And don't be afraid to say, you know what, I'm off for a couple of days. I'm going to literally sit on the couch and stare at the wall or watch Hallmark movies, or I'm going to do something for me.
Exactly.
And that's fine.
And I would recommend that. You need to set a goal. What one thing am I going to do for myself while I'm on Thanksgiving break or while I'm on, the Christmas break or something.
Yep.
Just write it down so you don't forget. Put it on the refrigerator. Friday night, I'm going to watch whatever, your favorite Christmas movie, turn off your phone, because I think we get interrupted a lot with our phone.
That's a huge thing. My husband and I yell at each other all the time about the phone thing. And because I say he's on his phone way more, he says I'm on my phone way more.
We do the same thing.
And I'm like, okay, you're right. But I need to check. Put the phone down.
Exactly. It's almost like a sick addiction with our phone.
It is. It's creepy and weird. Yeah.
And then speaking of addictions, let's talk about alcohol use. So a lot of us, I personally don't drink, but a lot of people do. And for some reason around the holidays, I guess because of the extra stress, people tend to drink more.
Well, because you drink when you're happy, you drink when you're sad, you drink. There's always an excuse to have a drink, right?
Exactly.
You're celebrating, you're depressed, you're whatever. It's a reason to have a drink.
Exactly. So just be mindful of alcohol use, because alcohol can definitely, if it's thrown into the mix of everything, complicate things, make things more stressful, and just kind of be mindful of that.
This is the girl that owns the brewery telling you that it's okay to watch what you're doing.
Go. Yeah.
I mean, just
set limit again. Setting everything's in moderation. It's about balance. It's okay to have a couple drinks, but leave it at that. And the other thing I wanted to touch on is, we talked briefly about the financial burden. Like yesterday, I'll give you an example. My son had a list this long of things that he wants for Christmas. So he thinks that, I'm a millionaire, apparently.
Yes.
So it's okay to set limitations, especially with our kids, because they do have these expectations and they have these lists. So, just set a budget for the holiday.
That's the smartest thing to do.
And stick to your budget.
Yes.
Stick to your budget, because it's easy to keep buying things and kind of forget what you bought, how much you've spent, especially if you start early, like a lot of people do.
Yes.
Kind of keep track of that to see how much you're spending. Maybe set, a spending cap with family, and then stick to that. Yeah.
I love that as well. And then I don't have kids, so I don't know. I can't even imagine what that's like trying to do Christmas. But how do you deal with, because I've heard this is a huge stressor of parents. How do you deal with your kid going back to school after break and they didn't get as much as, maybe their friend or there's like that whole stigma of, I want my kid to not feel left out.
Sure. And, sometimes I do feel like it's probably worse, with the parents than it is the kids. They're kind of like, because we do that a lot.
It's like one-upping your,
exactly.
Keeping up with the Joneses.
Exactly.
That
exactly.
thing.
But I try to, going back to being grateful, I try to tell my son, there's some kids that, they don't get anything for Christmas maybe, or they only get a couple little things. So be thankful for the things that you do get. And, with the social media too, we didn't touch on that. So the comparison thing,
Let me just tell you, here's the thing. I have people on my social media that live in literally a Hallmark movie or a beer commercial or something.
Sure, yeah.
I'm like, come on.
Exactly. And people put usually only
y'all
the
are
good.
Wearing me out.
Yes, it's mainly only the good that's put out on social media. So a lot of us are guilty of this. So we will get on there and we compare, right? We compare. Look at their new car, look at their new this and this and that.
I feel like I'm back in high school again.
Yeah, and it's just human nature. We all do it. So I also would highly recommend, there we go, turning off your phone. Limit screen time. And same with your kids. That will also help with the comparison stuff. Worry about you. And I tell my son that too. Worry about you, because he'll say, this one did this and this has that. Worry about you. We're not all the same. So let's limit the screen time for sure, because comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison is the thief of our joy.
You heard that here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Giant statement of the year.
Yes.
No, and it is true. I mean, there's times I get on social media and I feel like I'm in junior high again.
Absolutely.
I'm like, oh my God, they're so perfect and I suck.
Right.
My life's awful. And and then you're like, wait, shut up.
Right.
That's so stupid.
And you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. People,
or
you
human. Do, and then you're like, oh, this is ridiculous.
Exactly. At the end of the day, we're all human. We all have faults.
Yes.
We all struggle. So yeah, I mean, the whole comparison thing is definitely going to steal our joy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely.
That's. I'm glad you said that
Yeah.
because it's rough.
It is, absolutely.
It is very rough.
So our big takeaway for today is
plan
ahead. So we talked about whether you're going to be lonely, whether you're going to be just overwhelmed and overstimulated with family dynamics. Whatever it is, plan ahead, look to see what you kind of expect, may be an issue, and then plan around that.
I think that's very brilliant, very wise, and it sounds simple, and it actually kind of is simple.
Yeah.
So just
do it.
Do it.
Just do it.
Yeah. So I was talking with my husband the other day, and again, we don't have kids, so that can be kind of strangely a stressor at Christmas because you're like, well, what do I do? Because it's always all about the kids, right?
Absolutely.
And so I told him, I said, okay, we're each picking, and of course he's like, oh, we're each picking one Christmas themed event we're either going to go to or do between now and Christmas, whatever. And after he got done going, he goes, okay, this is me not knowing what my event still is going to be. He whips out, I'm going to make the world's best fruitcake for us. And I was like, cool.
Right. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I thought that was so sweet.
That's awesome.
Like,
yeah.
I was like, that is like the nicest, thoughtful thing.
That's going to take a lot of energy, a lot of time to put that together. Yes.
And I have no idea where that came from, but he just whipped it right out. And then he's like, so what's yours? I'm like, I have no idea. It was just my idea. I still don't know.
You're like, I stopped at the idea. So,
But no, like, and that's planning, like, so think ahead. Come up with something special to do. Maybe, I don't know. There's all kind of fun ideas that you can.
Absolutely. And, like I said, every family dynamic is different. So just have the conversation with your family and kind of, plan how you want it to look.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So.
Absolutely. So takeaway, plan.
Yes. Yep. Plan.
Yes.
Yep.
And don't let joy be sucked out of you by looking at social media.
There you go. Turn off your phone for a day or two.
Yeah. Hey, that's fantastic. Hey. And then, and again, just remember there are resources out there. If you would need them, please don't be ashamed. There is the 988 number. Your place of employment is there if somebody would need Glenwood Behavioral Health. They are the physical location in Cincinnati, but they accept walk-ins. You can call. All kind of things.
And I forgot to mention, too, that we also have an adolescent unit. So it's not just adults.
Okay.
So it's an 80-bed hospital. We have 40 adults on one side. They're separated from the kids' side.
Okay.
So on the adolescent side, it's ages 13 and older. So any acute psychiatric issue for ages 13 and older.
Okay, very good. So you cover the whole shebang.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, we're here if anyone needs us.
Well, and I appreciate the fact that you take time. You were here last year, and I think this is a very important discussion. And if we can help somebody,
sure, yes,
we've done the right thing.
Exactly.
And that's why this show is here.
And that's why it's good to talk about mental health too, because we all have it, right? Just like physical, but
Absolutely.
I feel like it's ever since COVID hit.
Oh my gosh,
it's
the world has changed.
It has changed, but I do think the one good thing that's happened with COVID is we are talking about mental health more because everyone sort of experienced it during that time.
100%.
Just the isolation, the depression, the anxiety, and all that stuff too. So I feel like that is the good thing that's come out of COVID. So we're just going to keep talking about mental health, what to do, coping strategies, how to move forward. Yeah.
You got it. And dealing with a world that has definitely changed its tune.
Oh,
in
yes.
so many ways.
Yes, absolutely.
Some for the better, some for the worse.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. But if anyone needs Glenwood for any resources at all, and again, we talked about the 988 number. Just reach out.
Love that.
Yeah.
Erica, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
So sweet of you to come by and maybe we could make this a couple of time a year deal.
Yes.
Because, people aren't just suffering mental health issues during the holidays. I think that it exaggerates it maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
But, there are times throughout the year where we all need a little help here and there.
Absolutely. Yes.
So, good deal.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I tell you what, Cheryl is here, and Cheryl says we're going to talk turkey. And I think they're sweet ones.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Maybe like a little sweet treat that's a turkey. So we have a message or two, and then we'll be back, and we're going to do arts and crafts here on Main Street TV. So stay tuned.
From breaking news to heartwarming stories, the Telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more, in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegramnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.
All right. Well, we are back with Cheryl and Liv, and you tell me that we're going to do arts and crafts. And I'm looking over here at this adorable little turkey guy. We need to, Adrian.
The Zoom.
We need our expensive Zoom camera here. We'll see if he shows up. Look how cute that is. Something that we can all do
Liv's
for
gonna teach us
a Thanksgiving sweet treat.
All right, well, I'll hand you your stuff. So I'll do it with you.
Okay, so we're going to make this guy.
This is the best kind of arts and crafts.
Because you can eat it?
It's the edible arts and crafts.
We like edible arts and crafts.
You can leave this one in the paper, so.
Okay, so we have one. This is not a regular size Reese cup. This is like
It's a little smaller.
I think it's like the
a
snack
fun
size.
snack size or fun size. Okay,
So
but
fun-
you could use
you
a
could
real
use-
one.
Yeah.
Longer one.
Also,
Yeah.
fun fact, I bought all of the supplies at the $1.25 tree.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they're easy to get and inexpensive.
Okay.
This
all right.
one will have to come out of the wrapper, though.
Okay, so this is a what Rolo?
This
Or
is
is
another Reese cup.
Oh, this is a mini Reese cup.
Yes.
Okay.
So then
all
you
right.
we melted Hershey bars because, yeah, that's what we did.
Because you need edible glue.
Yeah. So, like, you could use icing, too.
Okay.
And then you just put it on like this.
Okay. Or could we just stick the bottom of the Reese cup in the
Yeah, you could
edible
do that, too.
glue? I feel like that could be a thing.
Yeah. Right here's the sticks, too. Because you will probably need them.
Okay. So I got that. And
Okay.
Stick it
then
on kind of more towards the bottom. So you
Okay.
have room for the,
offset it then.
yeah. You don't
Okay.
want it in the center.
All right.
And then here's your eyes.
How do we get the eyes to stick?
Same way.
Oh, glue again. Okay,
then
that I
here's-
can't dip because,
Oh, yeah, we'd make a mess.
Okay, so we're doing the eyeballs.
Do you need a lot of chocolate or just like a little bit of chocolate?
Just a little bit.
Okay.
I'm going to make mine cross-eyed.
I was
Or
shocked
with
that
crazy
they
eyes.
had the eyes, they had everything.
They have eyes at the $1.25
Yeah.
treat? That would have been nice to know at Thanksgiving or at Halloween because I was looking for eyes.
That's where I found them. So,
Okay, my turkey has crazy eyes.
okay, that's okay.
Okay, so now they have eyeballs and
A head.
a head,
Yeah.
sort of. Okay.
Okay.
So for the beak, I couldn't find something to cut it in half, so I just bit it in half.
Okay, I'm good with that.
So you can pick whatever color you want.
So are these M&Ms or Reese's? What
These are
these?
M&Ms.
So
Okay.
if you're making them for other people, probably you should use a knife.
Yeah.
Other people,
Yeah, don't bite.
or at least if you do, don't tell them that you did.
Okay.
Note to viewers, you probably don't want to come over to my house. No, I'm just kidding. I have knives.
Sure. Oh my God.
Can you just stick it
does
on
he
as
just-
like a nose?
Yeah.
Oh God! Oh no! His nose fell over.
Yeah, mine did too. Oh,
Oh no! And now I got
You have to put
chocolate
a-
on his eyeball.
You have to put a little bit more glue for that one.
Oh no! Mine's a mess. It's just a mess. I'm sorry, little turkey. Mine looks like his eyes are bloodshot.
we expected nothing different. Okay, that's funny too. I mean, Black Friday. She's got the Black Friday turkey.
He's been punched in the face.
So I'm going to
Okay.
make my very first turkey this week. I've never cooked the turkey,
But
I'm not cooking a full turkey.
You just do like a breast?
I'm going to just do the breast part
Yeah.
because it's just the three of us and
Yeah.
we don't need a whole turkey. But still, I was like,
Jen's advice: just follow the directions on the
ooh,
package.
then we're screwed.
Just read, Cheryl. And hey, do the Martha Stewart method. Get your little cheesecloth, put it on the top, baste, butter and vodka.
That I'm thinking I'm going with like the Julia Child method and just as much alcohol as goes into the meal goes.
Which goes
Into the
against
cook.
what our previous guest was just talking about. So, again, everything in moderation.
So I went to go make the cranberries for us, and of course I forgot about them, so they're still at home, so we'll have those tomorrow.
The popping cranberries.
The popping cranberries, and
Okay.
so I was looking at all of my carbonated options and trying to figure out which one to go with. So
The one with alcohol in it.
that's where I went. So
Okay.
I had a
Good girl.
I had a canned mimosa, and I think it had like a carbonated something I picked up at Aldi. It was like a pack. It was like mimosa. I had out the mimosa, the Bellini, and the Paloma.
Okay.
We were having a conversation of which would have the best profile. And then I also had, I bought, Canada Dry has new ginger ales that are cranberry and blackberry.
Ooh.
That I had bought because we're going to experiment with like some Moscow Mule type of situations.
Yeah.
And so I had those sitting on the counter too as options. So.
Okay.
But you could use like Martinelli's apple, the bottle of apple juice.
Yeah.
It's just anything that's carbonated.
Anything fizzy.
Yeah. So they're still marinating. So they'll be very marinated.
They'll be very marinated.
But we are going to have those tomorrow because I'm going to make them tonight.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So my poor bloodshot turkey.
But that's good. It gave it time to set because now
he
he's
looks like he kind of got shot.
I love the eyes because they remind me of Elmo.
Yes.
They're like little Elmo eyes. I love that.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So then we're making his feathers, right?
Yeah. So just whole M&Ms around. You can put as many or whatever you want.
Okay.
I did 4 on this one, but
Okay. I feel like we could just dip the M&Ms.
I'm going to go with, he's going to be like my rainbow turkey. So I got this idea from,
Uh-oh. That's probably not the best idea.
I got this idea from our good friend Cora. She sent me a picture because she was thinking about making them for the holidays.
Let's see. We're going to do orange. Yeah, I'm making a rainbow turkey too. Okay, I'm going to go back to the toothpick method.
I went with, when I made that one, it was off the picture that Cheryl showed me.
But yeah, you could totally use Reese's Pieces too.
I don't know how y'all are doing this, and it's so neat. Pete's. Oh God, Pete's here. The stress. Need blue.
Yeah, you could do this you could just like let the kids do it. I would think. I mean,
Yeah, they probably do a better job than I do.
I mean, at least it's better than like paint or something, because I mean you can eat it to clean it up.
Exactly. You can't really mess it up because it's going to be delicious regardless of what you're doing.
I think these are adorable.
They are so cute.
I think these are absolutely adorable.
Except for my poor turkey's tail feathers are all crooked.
So if you're looking for like a quickie thing that you like, if you're going to somebody else's house or something, or you want to put it like out, I think these are super cute.
Why is mine so awful looking? He does look like he got shot.
Well,
He'll taste good though.
Is it turkey season? I don't know. Is it turkey shooting season?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's not turkey season?
Not yet.
I can't keep track, so
Okay.
yeah. So he's safe. Well, at least until he gets eaten.
Yeah. These the eyeballs do look like Elmo. But yeah, this is so easy to do and fun. And you're right, the kids could.
Like you could keep the kids busy.
Yes.
Or the Jen and Cheryl's busy.
Yes. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Liv.
See, a very fun craft that you can do with the family that takes, like you said, you got everything. It's a $1.25 treat.
And I showed Liv a picture and handed her the bag of stuff, and I said, we should make these.
I love it. It's great.
Yeah.
Thanks, Cora, for coming up with our idea.
We got the Hershey bars from Pete.
Yeah, Thank you, Pete.
Pete has the best candy. If you ever come into Total Media and you need like a sweet treat, just visit Pete's office and he will take care of you. He doesn't have like, his candy's like, oh, this has been picked through. Nobody wants the stuff at the bottom of the thing. His candy's always good. So thanks, Pete, for that. Wait, is that you or Mrs. Pete that stocks the candy drawer?
Mrs. Pete does.
I figured it was Mrs. Pete. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Thank you, girls. This has been so fun.
Thank you, Liv.
Yeah. What are we going to do tomorrow?
Popping cranberries.
We're going to do popping cranberries tomorrow. Okay. Very good. So our friends from the library, I think, are going to be here too. So we'll do that. We can have them try the cranberries also.
It's April.
April from the library. Okay. Oh, I guarantee you she'll like the cranberries. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Make turkeys. Have fun, and we'll be back with Pete Wilson and some news in just a moment. Thank you, girl.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
All right, and we are back with, we're going to talk turkey with Pete Wilson.
Okay. Yes, turkey is the news, right? When you're talking to me?
Yes,
okay.
It would be the news.
All right. Okay, well, we do have a lot to report, and we're going to start with what is going on in downtown Jackson. Of course, it's been a beehive of construction activity now for a while. And one of the more notable things happening now, and there's actually about 3 different things happening in downtown Jackson right now, all which will lead to good things, I think, for our city and particularly for our downtown area. But at the Memorial Building, which of course is slated for demolition, 145 Broadway, it's already been vacated. Before they do the actual demolition, and that contract, by the way, has been awarded, so that is going to happen here a little later. It's in the waiting room because first, Brown Construction and Restoration is doing the reclamation project.
Yes.
They are trying to they are already removing the limestone from the Memorial Building with the goal of perhaps incorporating it into the new building. So you do have that link between the 90-year heritage of that building and the new building, because many people are sentimental about that the place in history that the Memorial Building has, and
Sure.
all the history that happened there, because it is going to be on the same spot. But we have a shot that Adrian has, a video that shows some of the activity that was going on yesterday.
Oh.
So a lot of activity there that folks noticed if they were in the downtown area. They were actually up on the roof, removing some of that reclamation, removing some of that limestone. So whenever you're ready, Adrian. The hope is to use it in the new building. If they can, I guess they still have the limestone. But the architect, who of course has done the building plans and design for the new building, that's going to be called a city hall, by the way. That's the phrase that has been used to describe the new building that will go on that site.
Okay.
He will decide after seeing the limestone whether this is something that is feasible.
Look at the detail in that, Pete. Like, that's so funny. I have seen that Memorial Building 1,000 times and never noticed all of the beautiful detail
I never,
in that.
To be honest, I don't really remember the inscription that much of the Memorial Building. You
Isn't
can
that
see it.
crazy?
You can see it very clearly there
Look at that.
in that tight shot. But that was going on yesterday, and maybe going on today too. And this is a project that will probably take several weeks to complete, and then they can start on the demo project, which will of course follow that.
Okay, and so they're still going to determine whether that limestone can be reutilized for the new space.
They wanted to try, so there was a separate contract to remove the limestone for reclamation purposes, and then the architect will take a look at the reclaimed limestone, I presume the condition of it, et cetera.
Okay.
Jeremiah Shaver, neither of us are construction engineers or mineral experts, but he thought that the limestone seemed to be in pretty good shape from what he could see that they were, removing from the roof area there.
Okay.
So that decision will be made this afternoon, and, we'll certainly be following up on that. They may even know, officially or unofficially at least, whether that will be a go to use the reclaimed limestone as part of the new City Hall building, which will be, being built. I'm sure they'll get started on that sometime next year.
No stress on that crane operator. That is wild.
Yeah, you can go ahead and show the other pictures there, Adrian, while we're going on. Here are some still pictures that Jeremiah took as well. Little far off shot through perspective. And there you see a little closer up them working to remove the limestone blocks there from the very top of the building, the front of the building.
That is incredible.
So, the trick is you just don't only remove it, but not damage it.
Absolutely.
Because, the building was built in 1936. So that makes it about 90 years old.
Yep.
So anyway, the other things going on downtown, and, we'll come back to that many times because this project, all these projects are going to take a while. Of course, they're still putting water lines in downtown. I think now they're working on the block between Pearl and Walnut on Broadway.
Okay.
And they're already starting the construction part. It's not beautiful yet, but they're starting the construction as part of the $1.3 million streetscape project, which is grant funded from the Appalachian Community Grant Program. And what they're doing now, if you happen to be downtown or just driving on Main Street or down Broadway when it's open, because they're doing the best they can to keep the street open or part of the street open as much as possible through business and pedestrians, they have already dug out part of the sidewalk and the curb on the Broadway Street side where the Kelly Wiley Realty is, that side, A.L. Terry's. They're working down that block right now, more on the part of the block towards the courthouse and Main Street. But they've already removed the sidewalks and curb in preparation for putting in the more decorative and beautiful sidewalks and curbs. And I wish I had a design to show you what that's going to look like. It's probably out there, but I haven't seen it yet. But it should be all very beautiful. But Mayor Evans said at the council meeting last night that all this work, streetscape, water line, because the water lines will have to go in on Main Street. They haven't even gone in on Main Street yet.
Right, that's going to be a hoot.
It's right. They're going to try to work as much as possible through the bad weather. When the worst of the winter weather stops them, it may be suspended, but they want to get that done as quickly as possible because all the streetscape work can't be done until the water line work is in there. But the area is on Broadway Street from Main to Walnut, and on Broadway from Portsmouth to Church.
Okay.
That is the area for the downtown project. And grant funding, the best part about it, it's all being financed with outside money, almost completely outside money. Okay, a couple other things to tell you. There was kind of a scary fire, at least it started out as a scary sounding fire at the Stonecrest Apartments very early in the morning on Monday. It was about between 2 and 2:30 a.m. They got the call, the fire department got the call, and it was reported as a structure fire at Stonecrest Apartments with entrapment. Meaning that, you're talking about a fire maybe in one of those apartments with a person inside. Indeed, that was the case. It didn't turn out to be as serious as it could have been. There was a fire inside the furnace due to apparent electrical problems. The person, due to medical reasons, who was in that apartment knew that there was a problem, but because of her medical condition, she was not able to get out of the apartment.
Oh, no.
But the police arrived first, surmised that there was a problem in the furnace, and with the possible electrical part of it, turned off the breaker, and that controlled the fire and kept the fire within the furnace. There was damage. There was a fire, but it stayed within the furnace, and they were able to, put it out. That was the only damage. They were able to get the female out of the apartment. She was taken to, I presume, Holzer emergency room because of smoke inhalation and just a panic attack because, so upset So, and when you're talking about a possible fire in an apartment complex,
oh my gosh,
it could be terrible with all those buildings and those dwelling places so close together. But it turned out not to be that serious of a thing as far as the way it turned out.
Good.
But they had 4 fire departments turn out immediately because of the mutual aid. Fire Chief Kyle Hickey, who gave us the report on this last night, said that he also called out Colton, but before they all got there, he was able to cancel them because they had the things under control. But the response was so quick, and that was important. So you have a fire call to the Cambrian one night, and then actually it was in the same night, but after midnight, so it was actually Monday morning. Oof. You have 2 things that could have been disastrous. But both of them, one of them turned out to be a non-fire. They couldn't find the source of the electrical smell at the Cambrian, and then the one that was contained to the furnace at Stonecrest. All right, we had a recount on Monday at the Jackson County Board of Elections. Remember, we had that situation where Steve Willis was ahead of Bobby Hayslip by one vote, 177 to 176. After they counted the ballots in the official count. It was 2 votes on election night, went down to 1 vote when they added in the provisionals and the late absentees. That means there's an automatic recount. They did that yesterday, and there was no change. So by virtue of 1 vote margin, Steve Willis is going to retain his seat as a Lick Township trustee. Bobby Hayslip was a challenger. There was 4 people in that race, and it was really close. Steve Gillen led the ticket with 210 votes, and then very close among the other 3. Willis 177, Hayslip 176, and incumbent Sean Sexton 161. Very close. So your vote certainly does.
Yes, it does
make a difference. Hey, I know Jeremiah didn't do this yesterday because he wasn't involved in it, but I do want to come back a day later and talk about the success of the first Total Media Sports Tip-Off Tournament.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. It truly was. First of all, the concept of bringing the 4 local girls teams together was great.
Great
and to
idea.
start the season, everybody's excited to see how the teams look. So here they were, the Jackson Iron Ladies, the Oak Hill Lady Oaks, the Wellston Lady Golden Rockets, and the Jackson and the Vinton County Lady Vikings all together in a 2-day tournament. First round games between the 2 teams, it was Jackson versus Wellston and Oak Hill versus Vinton County, and then the winners played on Saturday night and the losers played in the consolation game. When it was all said and done, the Vinton County Lady Vikings won the championship, defeated the Jackson Iron Ladies 53-48, and there are the Vinton County Lady Vikings. I want to name them. We're going to be running this picture on the front page, not only because I thought this event was special, but because Total Media, Eric Latham, our sports director, jumped in as the sponsor of the tournament. We had a traveling trophy, which you can see the Vinton County Lady Vikings are holding there, and there were T-shirts as well, and we streamed all the games, so it was just fantastic. The games lived up to the hype of these 4 teams being together on the same floor through 2 consecutive nights for the first time, maybe ever. Vinton County had a good team coming back from last year. Jackson only won 3 games last year, but they have almost everybody back. And Vinton County jumped off to a big lead over Jackson in the championship game. But the Jackson Iron Ladies came back and took the lead late in the game, only to see the Vinton County Lady Vikings come back on their own and win by 5 points.
Nice.
But the Vinton County Lady Vikings there in the photo from the left, give them credit for the championship. Madison Whiteman, Nora Martin, Olive Booth, and Chloe Nichols. In the back row, you have Allie Murphy, Sydney Howe, Alyssa Perry, Trinity Williams, and then standing in the middle in the back is assistant coach Bob Grillo. Now, he is, of course, a Jackson High School graduate.
Yep.
But he had to be the head coach that night because Coach Brett Jones had another commitment before they scheduled all this, and he was in a wedding.
Oh, God.
so he couldn't stand up the groom there, so he could not make it back, but Bob Grillo handled it, and obviously his team ended up with a comeback victory, so congratulations to him. Then you have Emma Leeming standing to Bob's right, Kylie Smith, Olivia Sowers, and assistant coach Josie Oosley over there on the end. The all-tournament team was named as well. Emily Leeming and Kylie Smith were on it for Vinton County. Sydney Carpenter, who scored 28 points to lead Jackson, was on it for Jackson. Kennedy Stevens for Wellston, and Addie Brown for Oak Hill were all named the all-tournament team. So that was another special aspect of this. So it came off very well. The goal, although a lot of details have not worked out, nothing confirmed, the goal is to do this every year. And that traveling trophy will stay with the champion until, the next year. So we'll have extensive coverage of that in our paper Wednesday.
Love it.
All right. Also, last night, we want to tell you, I don't have all the details yet, but it's worth mentioning. We've talked about the deficit that the Jackson City schools face here in the future. They're not broke now, but if things continue the way they are as far as the revenue and the expenses, they will be here in 2 to 3 years.
Sure.
Of course, they got very good news. I don't think I've said this on Main Street TV. They were able to get health insurance renewed for the next year at 0% increase.
Oh, that's huge.
Now, if you buy health insurance, whether it's through the group, through an employer, individually, you know that usually it's more than the rate of inflation.
Absolutely.
That's just the way it is. And they got a 0% increase with no change in the coverage. The great news for that, other than the fact that sounds like a win-win, is that it will improve the financial forecast for the district, which was pretty glum. It's still not very good, but it will mean that the deficit will not be as much because benefits are, after salaries, the benefits, the health insurance is a big ticket item.
Big.
When most of your costs are personnel to begin with. So that will improve the situation. Now, I don't want to give anybody false hope that now the district doesn't need extra revenue or that they will be able to avoid cuts, because that's a big step forward, the health insurance 0% increase, but it's not going to begin to eat away all that deficit that still faces them. So
sure.
It looks like that maybe at the next meeting they will approve going forward with an earned income tax issue on the May ballot in 2026. But what this will do is they will now be able to ask for less as far as how much tax to ask for and for how long to get it. Those are the two blanks that they have to fill before the December meeting. How much are we going to ask for on an earned income tax percentage-wise, and how long would that term be? Because they do want to put a sunset clause in it, hoping that it won't permanently be needed. All right, let's see, what else do we have time for? I do want to mention, maybe Jeremiah mentioned this, but even if he did, I'm going to mention it again, because this is a big thing in the Oak Hill School District as far as providing gifts for needy children at Christmas, the students in the Oak Hill School District. There is a toy drive that is underway. It will go through Friday, December the 12th. New toys are being accepted through ages birth through the 12th grade. Lori Donnelly, who is a teacher, I believe, at Oak Hill Elementary, is the one marshaling this, but it's really the community coming together for it. The drop-off locations are at the Oak Hill Public Library, the Atomic Credit Union office in Oak Hill, the Ohio Valley Bank office in Oak Hill, and the Dollar General store in Oak Hill. All toys that are donated, Jennifer, will go to kids enrolled in the Growing Oaks program, which serves needy families. And, I hate to say it, but there are many of them that count on this.
You got it.
Every kid should have Christmas, somehow. And this is a way for some of the more financially challenged families to have it.
You got it.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you, Pete. We appreciate you spending your time with us today. And I'll tell you what, we will be back tomorrow with some popping cranberries and April from the library. So it sounds like a party before Thanksgiving. How's that?
That's right. Sounds great.
All right.
It's a fun group at the library.
All right. Have a great day, everyone. A little bit warmer today, so enjoy, and we'll see you right back here in the morning. Bye-bye.